Welcome back. We are here with another recap. This recap is actually going to have a few more things in it, like story posts, kind of. So I hope that you're excited for that. You'll have to let me know how you like it. And let's hop right in with 1440. So we're going to start off with birthdays. We had Felice Heathcliff age up into a child, and Jaquette Zest, who has aged up into a young adult, along with Johnny, who is her husband. We have Florian Landgrab, who died, along with Frida Axtell. She also passed, along with our dear Emile. Serena's husband finally ended up passing. Giles Dutton also ended up passing. That guy lived forever. And then Wybert II Vautour, he had just gotten married into the Vautour family. And then Cat the Satch Heathcliff died at war. And Johnny and Jaquette, like I said, got married, but they got married this year, so that's why. As for the story, we have Genevieve talking to Cassian about the nectar, so he goes and steals it. But the next day, Thomas tells Genevieve that it was stolen, so she goes in search of the truth and finds out that Cassian took it. So she goes to confront him, but of course it did not go well for her, and she ended up having her baby Jeremiah a little early. Then we got her pregnant again for the last time before we had her enact her plan to murder Cassian in public. So he died in public so that she could make sure everyone knew that he died, so that when he revived himself, which of course he did, that they would know that he revived himself. And then he, of course, threatened her after knowing that she did all of that. But luckily, since, everyone knew that he died, the soldiers came from Malcolm, and he was moved into the jail. He was arrested, and everyone lived happily ever after. So in 1441, we have Jeremiah Heathcliff becoming a toddler. And then Cassian II, who had just become a child. Honora Axtell did pass away. We loved her when we had her, along with Frost II, and then also brother Thomas Trimboli. The marriage was, of course, Genevieve and Malcolm, who married after conspiring against Cassian. So in our story, we had Thomas telling Genevieve that he doesn't want to be part of the family business, and he eventually tells his parents, and then brings Odelgard, his childhood friend, in to be part of the business. So she joins our household. In 1442, we have Elrosaria becoming a teenager, finally. And then we also have Sister Celestina Zest becoming a young adult. And we did lose our last vampire, Salvia Vautour. As for the story, as you know, Thomas and Odelgard started to get a bit romantic, and she ended up having to tell him that she was infertile, so that kind of put the brakes on what they were doing, and Thomas told Genevieve about it because, of course, he trusted her, but then she turned it around and really was unapproving of Odelgard, not only for her status, but for her infertility. And even so, Thomas decided to pick Odelgard and be with her. Next, we'll move on to 1443, and we have the twins born to Genevieve, Martine, and Mathilda Landgrab. So they are both born. We have two young adults, that's Dresden Zest, and then also Genevieve, who is now Baroness Landgrab. In the story, we have Thomas proposing to Odelgard, and then telling his mom and dad that he wants to be with her, and them being pretty excited about it. But at their engagement dinner, Genevieve ruins the dinner by outing all the secrets. Thomas the Elder is very upset about it, and his family basically gangs up on younger Thomas in order to convince him to break up with Odelgard, which he ends up doing for his family. Which brings us into 1444, where we have little Randolph Landgrab finally be born, a Landgrab heir again, and Martine became a toddler. And then Frost III became a teenager, along with Mirabelle Axtell and also Thomasina Smith. So that is the last of Serena's children. Then under deaths, we had Mathilda Landgrab, who passed away. Then Maurice Payne. So he died along with Benedict Landgrab, which makes Randolph the only Landgrab heir. Philomena Zest also passed away. Pascal Devereaux passed away as well without any children. And then Thomas died. Our Thomas passed away. So, of course, the first thing we did was kill our Thomas and then have his father command the Grim Reaper to bring him back, and he did. So that was great. He survived. And then we had his birthday party where his sister decided to bring an unexpected guest, which was his other childhood friend who he had lost touch with, El Rosaria Payne, and Genevieve was trying to hook them up, so they went on a little date together. And he ended up proposing to her. You know, they have like an arranged marriage situation where their families brought together. And then it was 12th night, so we just had a little family dinner, which brings us into 1445. Randolph Landgrab aged up into a toddler successfully, and then Bard II, Axtell, became a teenager along with Raphael Payne, who is gorgeous. Odelgard became a young adult. And then Caitlin passed away along with brother Conrad Dutton, who we were going to marry to Serena, but that didn't work out. And Godiva Landgrab also passed away. We had in the story our wedding. So Thomas and El Rosaria did end up getting married. And Odelgard took up voodoo to torment El Rosaria, who was just, doing her best to be a proper lady and learning about all that stuff. Meanwhile, Thomas and Odelgard were sneaking around together because they stink. In 1446, we have our twins finally be born. We have heirs. It is Thomas IV and Dante Larkin who were born, which was awesome. They both survived. Jeremiah Heathcliff became a child. Osmy Payne became a teenager along with Emil Smith, who we have as our cousin, and then Papa Landgrab, who looked a little unfortunate. We have Odelgard getting into the actual nectar making of the business. We have Thomas the Elder really thinking about how he wants his life to go. El Rosaria, again, being a proper lady and hosting parties. So we had a little party there. And then we have these two being in love, very sweet, even though it's a total dumpster fire. And we, again, had our twins. So that was really, really exciting. And then Thomas and Adelaide decided to move out to open a horse ranch. So in 1447, we have Felice Heathcliff becoming a teenager. She is gorgeous. And we also lost Maurice II Trimboli. We have Odelgard continuing to do voodoo. And we had a dinner party that we hosted, invited everyone over. And then, of course, Thomas and El Rosaria had a little conflict, which led to him going to Odelgard for comfort. And then we have these two going on a date. Of course, he is just schmoozing it with both women. We have finding out Emil became a knight, so that's really exciting. And we are going to have another baby with El Rosaria, but she walked in on Thomas and Odelgard flirting, so they got caught cheating finally, and she is not happy about it for obvious reasons. In 1448, we had our little Gregory be born, and that was really exciting. And then Dante and Thomas both became toddlers, so that is really great. We have Martine finally becoming a child, and then Cassian II becoming a teenager, so everyone's doing really great in Genevieve's household. We have the twins' birthday party, so that was really fun, and immediately started teaching them toddler skills because we want them to be very successful in life. We had little Gregory, like I said, and the toddlers, the twins, were total BFFs. I love that for them, just like Thomas and Genevieve. And then, of course, Thomas was drinking with Odelgard, and one thing left to another, bringing us to 1449 last year. So Randolph became a child, and El Rosaria became a young adult. We did lose our dear Gregory, very unfortunate. And we also lost Ella and Erica Payne, the twins, but it was now Ella Armstrong and Erica Devereaux, along with Travis Scott. In the story, what we had was a reunion, family reunion, hosted by Genevieve. So all of their, family members, and really just like all the rich people who we're now affiliated with, came there. Thomas is still messing around outside of his marriage. The toddlers were still working on their skills. And the ladies are very unhappy with each other now that they're both openly vying for the same man, but we're still hosting parties and all of that stuff. So the 1450s are incoming. We are going to have the next video is going to be about the next decade. We're going to have a big drama, total scene-changing, epic kind of, transfer of the decade. Really excited about that, and I hope you are too. Let me know if you like including the story in these type of recaps, or if you just want like the facts. But I thought I'd try it this way for this time, and I had a lot of fun, even though I had to talk really fast to get through things as the pictures went by. So anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next decade.